Hello, TOEFL students! So far, we've talked about skills for TOEFL structure, questions 1 through 15. But now, we're going to talk about skills for the written expression part of the exam. Today, we're going to talk about skill 11, 12, and 13. Skill 11 is agreement after prepositional phrases. Sometimes a prepositional phrase can come between the subject and the verb. When that happens, you need to be sure that the verb agrees with the subject. Remember, a prepositional phrase is a group of words that begins with a preposition and ends with a noun or pronoun. The noun at the end is the object of the preposition. And we know from skill 2 that the object of the preposition cannot be the subject of the sentence. Here is an example sentence where a prepositional phrase comes between the subject and the verb. The supplies for the camping trip need to be packed. The prepositional phrase is for the camping trip. It starts with a preposition for, and then the object of the preposition is camping trip. The subject of the sentence is supplies. Remember, the object of the preposition cannot be the subject. The verb of the sentence is need. So, the supplies need. The subject and the verb agree in this sentence. The cat in the box is friendly. The prepositional phrase is in the box. The subject is the cat and the verb is. The cat is singular, so our verb is singular. In this sentence, the cats in the box are friendly. We have the same prepositional phrase in the box. But now look, the subject is plural, cats. So the verb has to match the plural subject. In this sentence, our verb is are. Sometimes students get confused and they see the noun in front of the verb and they think box is the subject, but it is not because the object of the preposition cannot be the subject. Our subject is cats. That is plural, so the verb is also plural. Look at this sentence and try to identify the subject and verb and any prepositional phrases. The rugs in the front room of the house are going to be washed today. The subject is the rugs. This is a plural subject. Then we have a prepositional phrase in the front room and then another prepositional phrase of the house and then our verb are going to be. The subject and the verb are separated by two prepositional phrases, but they still agree. The rugs are going to be washed. Skill 12 is agreement after expressions of quantity. When an expression of quantity using of is the subject, the verb agrees with the object. So if you have any of these words here, and then of the and a noun, your verb needs to agree with that noun. Let's look at the two examples. Most of the day was rainy. Here's the expression of quantity, most, and then we see of the and day. Day is singular, so our verb is was. In the second sentence, most of the days were rainy. We have the expression of quantity, of the, and now we have a plural noun, so our verb has to be were. Skill 13 is agreement after certain words. The words in this box are grammatically singular, so they need singular verbs. Let's look at the example sentences. Each plant in the garden appears healthy and strong. Each is one of these words that is always singular. So, we have a singular verb, appears, present simple with an S for a singular subject. The second sentence, everything in the salad is good for you. Everything is one of these words that's grammatically singular. So the verb is, not are. Whenever you see any of these words, they're going to need a singular verb. Okay, so for written expression, first you want to read the sentence and then identify the subjects and verbs. Number 1, nobody know when the process of glassmaking was invented. We have a subject, nobody, a verb, know, and then another subject, the process, and another verb, was invented. Okay, now for this part of the exam, you choose the letter of the word or group of words that is not correct. So let's look at the sentence. Nobody is one of those words from skill 13. It is grammatically singular and it needs a singular verb. But look, no is not a singular verb. So for this sentence, you should circle apple. Now in class, I want you to write the correct answer so that I know you understand the mistake. But on the TOEFL test, you only need to circle the error. So here, because we're in class, we'll say the correction is knows, because this is a singular verb that matches nobody. Number 2, sugars, like glucose, is made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen atoms. We have a subject, sugars, and then a prepositional phrase like glucose. Glucose is the object of the preposition, so it is not a subject. Then there's a verb, is made up. Okay, so now you need to choose the letter of the word or group of words that is not correct. Let's look at the sentence. We have our subject and then a prepositional phrase and then the verb. Skill 11 is that the subject and the verb, when separated by a prepositional phrase, still need to match. Sugars is plural, but is not a plural verb. So we will circle boy. And what is the correct answer? It should be are. Sugars are. Number 3. Read the sentence and identify the subjects and verbs first. Part of the electricity used in the United States today come from hydroelectric sources. Our subject is part of the electricity, and then the verb is come. Okay, now you choose the letter of the word or group of words that is not correct. Because we're in class, you also have to say the correction. But on the TOEFL test, you only have to circle the error. So, our subject has an expression of quantity, part, and then of the. So we know from skill 12 that this word, electricity, has to match our verb. Electricity is singular. Come is not a singular ending. So we're going to circle cat. This is the error. The correct verb should be comes. Electricity comes. Singular subject, singular verb. Remember, in present simple, you have the S at the end of the verb for singular subjects. Now it's time for you to try the rest of the questions. First, read the sentence. Then identify the subjects and verbs. Choose the letter of the underlined word or group of words that is not correct. And because this is homework for class, I also want you to write the correction, just like I did with numbers 1, 2, and 3. But on the TOEFL test, you will not have to write the correction. Make sure you look for those prepositional phrases, expressions of quantity, and the grammatically singular words for skills 11, 12, and 13. As always, if you have any questions or you need help, you can send me a message and I will help you. Good luck!